Excuse me. Hey guys, my name is Rin. Welcome to my YouTube. I know a lot of you guys probably are coming from TikTok where I do my Carolina pottery floral design videos. That's not what this is about today. I'm taking the next 3 days off because in 2 days, my friends Natalie and William are getting married and I'm gonna be a groomsman as well as the florist. So I've got a lot to do. There's a lot going on, but I'm super excited. So today is June 4th. The wedding is June 6th. And then tomorrow I've got the rehearsal. So today I have to pick up my rental suit from the Men's Warehouse, which is about 30 minutes away. So that's gonna be one of the first things we're gonna do. And then on the way back, I'm gonna pick up my order of flowers and then get started this afternoon. So the colors for the wedding are like whites and creams, blush pink, and a deep red, and then lots of greenery as well. And Wilson's here too. This is my kitty. He's helping. But actually the first thing I have to do is wrap the present because I haven't done that. Oh my gosh, what are you doing? But let me show you what I got. I didn't get anything on the registry since I'm doing the flowers already, but I wanted to get something nice and something pretty, but not, you know, crazy expensive. I got them these little ornaments. Aren't those so cute? These are the little Old World Christmas brand ornaments, and they are of themselves. So I feel like that's really cute. It'll be like a good keepsake. Excuse me. It was actually Laura from Garden Answer who kind of made me think to do that because she talked about how one of her most special wedding gifts was ornaments because a lot of couples starting out, they don't have a lot. And I'm definitely an exception to that rule because I buy a lot of that, but other people probably don't. And so this can be something special that they get to keep for years to come. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that wrapped so that that's one less thing I have to do today. Okay, so I got it wrapped, but I had to do 2 layers of paper because this paper is like slightly thin to where you could see through. And I also don't have a card, so I need to figure out something for that. But yeah, that's done. And then I had a helper who's messing something up. Okay, so in terms of flowers, this is everything that we're gonna be making. We're gonna make her bouquet, which is a cascade type bouquet, 9 boutonnieres, 5 bridesmaid bouquets, 6 corsages, 2 arch pieces, which are gonna go on the corners, 4 larger like vase arrangements for the reception, and then we're gonna do table greenery, and then for the centerpieces, we're gonna also do bud vases. And so what I did was I made an Excel spreadsheet. So this is my Excel spreadsheet that I made like several months ago actually, because in order to plan how many stems I needed, I couldn't just guess randomly. I decided to basically make recipes. So you can see here, like for her bouquet, I put, these are the non-flower things that I needed. And then we've got all of the flowers that I suggested that I would need. And you know, it's kind of hard to plan that, but I kind of just planned for extra. So I may not need everything that I am using for this recipe, but that's what I have. And then these were the things that are not flowers. And then we just ordered those on Amazon. So I just kind of went down the line here and added up all of these different recipes. And then that was my total flowers needed. So that's kind of how I planned for how many flowers to order. And what I did was I actually went on a website, I don't even remember what it was, but it was a place where you could order flowers online. And so that's kind of how I searched for different stems. And then when I totaled that amount, these cats have got to go. So when I totaled that amount off of the website, it was over budget. The budget was $2,000 for stems or for flowers in total. And it was more than that. So I basically took these same numbers to a local florist and he was able to order all the same things for me for a lot less. It was like $1,200. So that was really good. Definitely a better price. Hopefully everything looks good because I haven't picked up the stems yet. So yeah, we ordered my big order from the florist and then they gave me $100 to just go to the grocery store and see what I could find there. And I did that last night. So those things are in the fridge, which I'll show you in a minute. And then, like I said, we also ordered stuff from Amazon, which are like the non-flower things, like the mechanics, which I will also show you in a second. But yeah, this is how I just kind of came up with all of my numbers and kept myself organized. And I even compared like the quoted amounts from the florist to the amounts on the website, and then also how many bunches. So I'm gonna actually get extra of things for most of this, and then, which is good because you want to have some extra things. Because like I might have said that I needed, you know, 27 carnations, but the bunch comes with 30 or whatever. So some of these things I am getting a few more than what I actually needed, but that's good because I'll just have extra for just in case. Hello. Okay, so this is just like our extra guest room sort of area, and this is basically an extra kitchen table, and this is where I'm going to assemble these flowers. But everything that we ordered that was not flowers is over here. So we have red satin ribbon to wrap the bouquets. These little pins, these are for boutonnieres. These are the corsage bracelets, which are like pearl bracelets. And then floral wire, this is for her bouquet because it's a cascade bouquet, so I need to be able to stick stems that way. And then we have floral tape, zip ties for the arch pieces. So these are gonna go around that big piece of arch and then hopefully keep it secure. And then these are the foam, which are like in a grid. So this is wet foam and it's gonna be used for the arch pieces. There's only 2 connection points though. So I hope that that is okay. I don't think, yeah, there's none on the side. Why would they design it like that? I don't know. But then over here, these are the bud vases, which most of these she ordered as like a mixed bulk thing of like 30. And then I just kind of added in a few extra bottles that I had to just amp it up a little bit. Okay, so now we're in the backyard, and this is just a bucket of extra greenery that I cut last night. So these are Carolina Sapphire Cypress, and then those are wax myrtles, which we're just gonna have extra greenery. I may or may not really need all of that, but regardless, it'll get used on the tables. But it is such a gorgeous day. You could have had a wedding right here. I've also got all of my buckets over there ready to go, and there's more inside. Hopefully 8 will be enough. Also, this is what I was able to get from the grocery store last night. So we have 2 dozen of these smaller red roses, and then they had English roses at Publix. Like, I could not believe it. And then a few other things as well, but that's what $100 in flowers gets you. But these are pretty open. They're not quite as tight as I would like them. And so at this stage, I want to keep them in the fridge so they don't open more. So those are just gonna hang out there for a couple more hours. They've been there since last night. Okay, so at this point, I'm just gonna kind of hang out a little bit, get myself ready. The men's warehouse is not open yet. So yeah, we're just gonna head over there. I think my mom's gonna come with me, and then on the way back, we're gonna pick up our flower order, and I'm not gonna bring buckets or anything because the florist is like minutes from my house. So as soon as I pick them up, we're gonna get home, start conditioning, and then yeah, I can get organized and get started. I do need to get my bigger vases washed though. I think I'm gonna use 4. I might prepare more just in case I have extra flowers, because you can always stick a few extra arrangements around the room. But yeah, super exciting, getting ready. I feel like it's gonna be here in no time. And yeah, the rehearsal is tomorrow night. So I would love to have a lot of the stuff done by then so that I can bring it with me, because we have the whole place for tomorrow and the next day. So yeah, super exciting. I'm also not used to filming horizontally. This feels very weird because now instead of looking like right above where the picture is, I'm looking to the side. So it's like throwing me off. And I ordered a microphone, but it hasn't come yet. So hopefully you can hear everything that I've said so far. I'm sure it's fine, right? It's probably fine. But maybe that'll come at some point and we'll get to try it. I think it's supposed to get here today, actually. Yeah.
To make a vlog, I don't want to be in it.
No, you're in it right now.
Take me out.
She's camera shy. She's hiding. Next stop is tropical smoothie, because it's 11 o'clock and I haven't eaten anything. Actually, I had 4 waffles, but that doesn't really count. They're just like a little bit of air and bread. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. All this pretty stuff.
He's running shorter at night.
Okay guys, so at this point, all of the flowers are up here and it smells so incredibly good. It looks like a flower shop in here. So let me give you a little tour. So there are the flowers that I got last night. Those are the only ones that are already conditioned. So all the rest of these need conditioning. So we have the cream spray roses, white carnations, lots of baby's breath, and then white stalk, and then a few of the white roses and the red roses, some of the larger red carnations and the spray red carnations, and then this is some of the, this is Italian ruscus. And then over here we have, this is gunni eucalyptus, and then this bucket has a lot more of the pinks. So we've got, well, white alstroemeria, then we've got pink stalk, pink carnations, and just a lot of repeats. This is the greenery that I cut yesterday. And then we've got a bunch of the pink spray roses, which are so pretty and big. But yeah, all of these need to be just conditioned a little bit. They have their guard petals still on. We've got leather leaf, and then deep red hypericum berries, more of the Italian ruscus, and then this is willow leaf eucalyptus. So this is kind of a backed up view. So I'm gonna spend some time conditioning all of these because, like, before I can use these, they have to come out of the box. They have to be taken care of, fresh cut, remove the lower leaves and the guard petals. Is that all? I think so. So I'm just gonna spend some time doing that. I don't think I'm gonna really film it because it's pretty self-explanatory and there's a lot of other things to do that need to be filmed. Okay, so I pulled all of this stuff. This is what I used as a recipe for one bridesmaid bouquet. The only thing that I added was one of each of these two roses because those were just the ones that I bought the other day. But yeah, this is what I planned for. Hopefully I won't have to add anything. And yeah, I think I'm gonna get started. I opted not to condition everything at the same time because I think I would have been overstimulated. So I'm just gonna do it as I go. And I think that that is going to be just fine. Okay guys, so there's my first bridesmaid bouquet. And this is, well actually it's the second time I did this. The first time things just were not working for me. It was too flat. So I kind of used the bigger face flowers lower and then allowed a few of these things to stick up higher. And I also put greenery in the middle, which I didn't do the first time. And then I took out this rose because the more I look at it, the more I realize it is yellow. It is not cream. And so like you see the color scheme of that and it all blends and then boom, that's too yellow, I think. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use them. They might get used in their own thing. I'm not really sure. But yeah, that's the first one. I also had a time trying to figure out how to wrap that, and even, there's a little bit of floral tape showing. I might redo that. But a lot of people do the thing when they make a loop and then they pull the thing through, and I just can't seem to do that for some reason. So anyways, I need to move on and then maybe I can redo it later. But that's the first one, and I'm gonna make 4 more that are exactly the same. Okay guys, so this is the finished bunch. These are the 5 bridesmaids bouquets, and I think they look so gorgeous. I think it looks like a professional florist did it, to be so honest. But basically, I put the biggest red rose in the center, and then around that, I did the spray roses. And then I did some greenery, just kind of filled in around that with all of the extra stuff. And then on the very exterior, I did the other greenery and the baby's breath. So it's really very easy. The part that I was finding to be the hardest is actually wrapping it. I was trying to do the thing where they like pull it through and it just wasn't working. So I just tied it around and then left tails, but I think it looks really pretty. I think the tails actually are perfect. It kind of brings that deep color down and kind of makes it more enunciated, I guess. So those are done. Okay, so at this point, I've made a huge mess. We're just gonna ignore that for now. And this is the bouquet holder for Natalie. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hot glue the ribbon to cover this and wrap it kind of the same way, but since it's the whole thing, I want it to be glued on because I also want to cover the bottom. And then once that's done, I'm gonna stick this in the water, let it soak up the water, and then while it's soaking, I'm going to pick out my flower recipe for that. Okay, so at this point, I wrapped the thing in the ribbon. I accidentally got this soaking wet, but that's okay. It'll dry out by tomorrow. But now the foam is soaking and absorbing the water, and then I went ahead and pulled, this is everything that I had set aside for this bouquet, which is way too much. But I wanted to be over-prepared instead of under-prepared. So once that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this, and I think I'm gonna do it to where I can see in the mirror because I only wanna do it one time, because if I stick too many holes in this and take it apart, it's gonna just fall apart and be a big mess. So hopefully I can get it on the first time. Oh, and also there's some other things in this as well. The hypericum and the stalk are special to this one. They were not in others, so that's kind of fun. Okay, so this is taking forever, and I think it's either old or something's wrong with it because it is not absorbing this water like at all. So I think I'm gonna try and unclip it, take this foam out, and replace it with this foam because I did take the other two of these. So this is actually an extra for the arch. And I did take the other two downstairs and they absorbed water in like no time and they sunk to the bottom of the sink. So I don't know what the problem is with the other one. So I think I'm gonna try and take the foam out of this and replace the other one. And hopefully that will work out just fine because this foam is good. That foam is just doing something really weird. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so I was able to get this hydrophobic piece of whatever out of there. And then I tore this thing up to get that foam out and then replaced it. And see, that's how it should look. It should sink to the bottom, and it did that within 10 seconds, you guys. So now I've got new foam in there. It's ready to go. It doesn't look quite as perfect, but that's okay. And even if I need to redo it, I've got more. So that's kind of better. So I guess we're gonna get started now. my gosh, you guys, I think I ate. That looks so pretty to me. And it really wasn't that hard. And to be honest, I can't really explain what I did because if I tried to do this again, it would not turn out the same. I just kind of started going in. I did start with that longest piece of greenery and kind of work my way in. But yeah, I think that is so gorgeous. And there's kind of, you know, some different angles. It might could use another flower right there, actually. Hang on. Okay, I think I fixed it, but this is how it turned out. And this is how it looks with its friends. It is so hard to film this. But yeah, there's the other bouquets, and there's this one. Let me put it in the vase, and then you can see, and there's my mess. But yeah, so there she is. It looks really big. It's really not that big. But yeah, I think that looks really pretty. So this is gonna go in the fridge, and those are also gonna go in the fridge. Okay guys, I'm looking like a crazy person, but I just got back. We're done eating dinner, and the sun is like streaming in this room now. So hopefully it's okay, and you can see what I'm doing. So I cleaned off my table, and then I brought up, these are my 2 foam bricks, and we are gonna make the arch pieces. So there's one for each corner, and this is everything that I had reserved for the arch. There's leather leaf, both types of eucalyptus. There's the Italian ruscus, and then all of those flowers. And it's probably too much, but I would rather have been prepared, as I've been saying. And also, you know, she gave me the measurements, but it's a pretty big arch and it's in a big open area. So I'm gonna pretty much make them as big as I can. I'm probably not gonna cut those down very much. Okay, so I don't know how well you could tell what I just did, but basically I went in with my greeneries first, and these pieces stick way out. And so this is gonna be kind of the corner, and then that goes that way, and then this comes down, and then there are a few pieces that kind of fill out that way. I feel like it's very hard to see, especially because all of this other stuff is like right up next to it, but hopefully you can kind of get the idea. So that's the corner. And then I just kind of went in with my biggest flowers first and finished off with my smallest, which is the little baby's breath. But hopefully once I get it up, you'll be able to see. And I think it looks really pretty. But yeah, I'm gonna do that just one more time, exactly the same, except the opposite direction. So having things come that way and down. I wonder if I can stand on this chair. Is that helpful? I think you get the idea, but it'll look good when we put it up, I think. And then also, like, the reason that I have it angled like this is because there's only an attachment point here and here. So I'm gonna zip tie this to the middle beam and this to the side beam, if that makes sense. But those are so pretty in the sunlight. Hello, it looks like so magical. Okay guys, so I'm standing on the chair right now. My head is about to hit the ceiling, but I finished the other arch piece. That is how they look as a pair. I'm so excited to see how these look up on top of the actual arch. Hopefully it looks really pretty. Hey guys, so it is the next day. After I got those two arch pieces done last night, I did not end up doing any more because it just started to get dark at that point and I didn't want to try and make stuff in the dark. So it is the 5th today. So the plan today is to get the bud vases done, get the reception arrangements done, and then at 3, I'm going to go to the rehearsal early and we're going to set up whatever I have and then decorate with whatever Natalie has ready. And my kitty cat is out here. So we're just having a lovely morning. I have my coffee. I'm about to watch my daily garden answer video, and it is just so gorgeous out. Like, I just love the morning, and I love when it's cool. We've had a really cool week, so. Oh no. So I like to take my kitty on my little garden walks, but also I just wanted to show you guys this rose that opened. This is one of my new roses that hasn't bloomed for me yet, so this is the first time I'm seeing it. Look how pretty. This is Francis Maylande, which is a hybrid tea, so it should get quite tall, but that is just so gorgeous. If it still looks good tomorrow, I might cut it for a bud vase, or I might cut it today, I don't know. And then even over there, ignore the weeds, that is a Invincible Spirit 2 hydrangea. Isn't that such a gorgeous pairing? Those two colors, I don't know if you can really see. And there's a little bug in there. Yeah, so the rehearsals tonight, I'm gonna try and go early, and hopefully we can get a lot of this set up and a lot of the transportation done today. And then if all goes smoothly, all I will have to do tomorrow is make the boutonnieres and corsages and then actually set up a few of the last minute things. So that is the plan for today. Also, side note, doesn't this bed look so pretty? It's starting to finally fill in, and I'm just so excited and loving it. And even the roses, I think most of these are a little bit gonna be past their prime to be able to cut, but we'll see. I would love to use some stuff that I grew. But yeah, it is just a gorgeous day. Okay, so at this point, I just set aside these flowers right here for the boutonnieres and corsages, which are gonna be done tomorrow. So these are for boutonnieres, and these are for corsages, which again, I probably planned for more than I actually need, but I wanna be prepared. And at this point, this is what we're kind of left with. And then of course, there's a lot of greenery because we're gonna use a lot of greenery on the tables, just kind of thrown around. And then all of those grocery store roses. And so at this point, I'm just gonna use up the rest of this stuff. There's our arch pieces from last night. I'm just gonna use the rest of this stuff on these bud vases and our larger arrangements, and I'm probably going to be able to make quite a few of those. So I think I'm gonna start with the bud vases because I need to get all of those filled, and then honestly just whatever is left I'll use for the larger arrangements. So I planned for 4. I'm probably gonna be able to make more, but yeah. So we are at the home stretch for sure. Okay, so at this point we just finished all of those vases, and I filled them pretty full because, you know, they're little vases going on big tables, so I want to make sure that they show up. But I think they look really pretty. They're all a little bit different. A lot of these I use the same stuff, and then like a lot of those I use the same stuff, but only half of them have the big roses. And so when we place them, I'm gonna make sure to do those first and distribute those evenly, and then fill in with the ones that don't have it. But yeah, I was happy to fit those all in those 3 boxes. So at this point, I'm also considering time because it is 2 o'clock, and I was hoping to leave around 3. It's okay if I leave a little bit later, but I wanna have plenty of time. And so at this point, I think I'm gonna go ahead and start making a larger arrangement, and then we'll see where that leaves me with time. But usually the bigger ones will actually come together faster because all of these little ones, I had to cut up a bunch of itty bitty pieces and it just takes so long. But in terms of flowers, this is what I have left. I saved all these big long roses, which need to be cleaned up a little bit because I knew that those would be good for tall stuff. And then there's that bucket. And then a few more over there. Okay, so that's how my biggest arrangement turned out. I just kind of started with the outer branches for the most part, and I actually rubber banded these together because I thought it would help it keep it like in place. But this is so full of stems that I'm not even worried about it. I feel like it's kind of hard to see though, like, is that better? Ooh, against the wall. I think it's cute. And I used like the full length of these stems. I barely cut anything off of those taller ones. I feel like it's really dark in here. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so I felt like it was looking a little stiff, so I put a few branches out the top and kind of fluffed it up again. I'll probably have to mess with it when I get there, but I think it's done for now. Okay, I changed it a little bit more, but now I think I'm done. So at this point, I am gonna get myself ready because I've been looking like a mess this whole time and I need to fix that. And then, yeah, we're gonna hopefully get these things transported over there and start setting up before the rehearsal. So I'm super excited, and yeah, I just need to get myself looking good. Okay guys, I just got to the venue and my car is got some pretty things back in there. Everything rode just fine. My mom helped me get my car packed, so that was good. But luckily the place is only 8 minutes from my house, so that's awesome. There was like 3 turns. And yeah, everything rode smoothly. So I'm gonna work on getting this out and see who's even here yet. It's 3:30. And yeah, maybe I'll show you guys how things are looking at the end of the day, at least with like the centerpieces and stuff, because some of the arrangements I don't have. But one thing that we did do is put this big vase in a bucket and put towels around it to make it like a bigger base to stand up in place better, and then we seat belted it. But it's already getting warm in here, so I need to get these things out. Okay, so it took like no time to unload, and they're not ready to decorate yet. They're still ironing tablecloths and doing all that kind of thing. I should probably turn this down. So I'm actually gonna go home and make another arrangement and then come back at 4:30 because there's just not as much to do right now as I thought, which is great. But yeah, we got everything inside. Everything looks good. Her mom and her, William's mom and Natalie's mom are there, and they both loved everything so far. So doing super great. So I'm gonna go home, maybe make another arrangement and then bring it back, and then we'll be ready for the rehearsal. So that's actually great. It gives me more time, and I'm really hungry, so I need to go get a snack anyways. Okay, so we're getting ready for the rehearsal. We have Natalie and William. So we're super excited. Let me show the arrangement I just made, because it literally, I did this in like 20 minutes and it turned out really pretty. Oh my gosh, it's so loud in here. So there it is. It's kind of like a medium size compared to the other one that I made, but I think it looks really pretty. And there is the giant one that I made, which it's so funny how like it was so huge in the house and then it like gets swallowed up and engulfed in this place. But yeah, it looks really pretty there, I think. It looks better in real life. I don't know if you can even see that because the windows are so dark, but look outside. Isn't that so gorgeous? Super pretty view. And then the wedding is actually happening over there. And that little thing right there is the arch for my arch pieces to go on, but those aren't gonna go until tomorrow. Okay, so we just had the little reception and now we're about to have dinner, but they used my flowers for the centerpiece for tonight, so I thought I would just show you guys really quick since I'm at the head of the table and it looks so beautiful. For some reason, my faraway camera is like filming really dark. Okay, so the dinner is over. We just decorated our little tables and everything is looking so cute, so I thought I would show you how they look. So we have white tablecloths, and then that's like the cheesecloth stuff. And then there's 3 of my vases per table, and then they just tucked some candles in between. And then the only thing I'm gonna add to this tomorrow is just some pieces of greenery running through, just to kind of amp it up a little bit. But yeah, this is how the room is looking, and that is our lovely view and our other lovely arrangement. Okay guys, so this is all the rest that I got done tonight. And so all of these are gonna go with us tomorrow. It is 10:34. And I basically kept going until I used all of the flower stems. Oh my gosh, stop. Excuse me. So they look really pretty. Okay guys, today is wedding day. I have another car full of stuff. It doesn't really look like it, but my whole trunk is full. I did the boutonnieres and corsages this morning. which I didn't really film because it was kind of chaotic, but once I figured it out, it was good. So I'm just gonna unload this cart. I basically made a bunch of vases with all the extra flowers, and so there's just a lot of them. I don't know where they're all going, but we're gonna get started, and it is 10:17. So I'm here very early. The wedding is not until 5, but they have groomsman things planned throughout the day, so I need to be here early. I need to get this stuff out of here and get it out of this hot car. But let me show you the corsages. They're actually in that box back there, so we're gonna have to get this stuff out first. Okay, so these are the boutonnieres, and those are the corsages. So I was originally gonna do like a thing with wire, but it just wasn't working. So I basically made a bow and then looped it through the bottom like that. Oh my gosh, I'm like shaking from all this. And then everything else is just glued. So I'm not gonna put them in the fridge because I heard that hot glue in the fridge is supposedly bad. So they're just gonna sit out here. Hopefully that's fine. Okay guys, so this is where we're at. I'm in here all by myself and I just get to play. So this is kind of fun. I didn't know I would be by myself, but this is what I've done so far. I ended up putting a lot of these smaller arrangements in the windows, so I think that looks pretty. And then I went around the room and I put all the little greenery around the base of this stuff. So it's mostly the willow eucalyptus. And then I put those little arrangements in those two windows. Here, let me get it backed up. Look, so see, it's symmetrical there. It looks really dark, but in person it's pretty. And then I had some Italian ruscus, so I just draped it across the front of there because I don't think they're intending to use this table really at all. So it's just decorated pretty for now. And this is what the other side looks like. I think next we're gonna put the arch pieces up. Okay, so the last thing I was gonna do is get this archway done. So I have my two swags up and then we put the ribbons down below because everybody's gonna be holding these ribbons and I think it looks really pretty. I feel like it doesn't look as impressive in the video, but in real life it's really pretty. I think it's because in real life you can see these branches more and so it feels bigger, but in the video they kind of blend into the green of the background. But yeah, I think it looks really pretty and I love that we have some movement. And like I said, everybody's gonna be holding this color ribbon. So I think it eats, period. So now I have to start getting ready for the getting ready photos. But that was the last thing. So it kind of worked out perfect timing. But look at these flower beds. They have all these flowers. I love the Caryopteris. These are my kind of colors too, like the pink and blue. And over here. And these calla lilies are really pretty too, kind of more tropical look. So yeah. Gorgeous view, but it's a little warm.
I thought there was something on the corner, but that was the shadow of the flag. I was about to say, what? Like, I heard.
Green.
In my accent. Sorry. Is this too many? Did you go outside?
Okay, so we have about an hour before we're starting, and it is just so gorgeous out. The cake is so beautiful. Love it. We're lined up. What are we, any comments?
I'm very excited.
That's a great comment.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what else I'd say.
Look how pretty bouquets. Hey guys, so we just had our first dance and now everybody's dancing and I just came to the front of the house to kind of end this vlog and say, you know, I don't think I'm gonna film anymore tonight. I think I'm just gonna enjoy all the people, all the company. Everything turned out so beautiful and this place is absolutely gorgeous. I took some Instagram photos, so hopefully they turn out okay. I'm really picky about my Instagram photos, but anyways, everything is gorgeous. Everybody keeps telling me how beautiful the flowers are. And yeah, I'm super excited for Natalie's parents because we're gonna take all these flowers to their house and they get to enjoy all of them and their house is gonna be full of flowers. So that's gonna be gorgeous. But anyways, yeah, everything just turned out so wonderful and it was a really beautiful wedding and I'm so happy for my friends. So anyways, that's gonna be pretty much it for tonight. I think I'm gonna do a little debrief tomorrow and kind of a little reflection in the morning about what went well, what didn't go well. But yeah, overall, everything was a great success. I'm super thankful for how everything turned out and how everyone is enjoying it and everyone is so amazing and lovely. So yeah, goodbye. We have the bouquet toss winner. You ate. Hey guys, so it's actually been over a month since the last clip. I just got the photos back, so kind of looking back on that, I was ready to kind of make my final thoughts, talk about what I thought went well, and some of the things that I would recommend if I was doing this for the first time again. First of all, the planning was so helpful for me. I did that months in advance, and kind of just having a guideline of what I wanted to do, how many stems I needed, making sure I had everything planned for was so helpful. Highly recommend you make an Excel spreadsheet if you are going to do this as well. I definitely over-planned. I had tons of extra vases, which was perfect. We found great places for all of them. But yeah, I think that was just really good. And like I said, always over-plan. You can always, have extra that you don't need, but you don't want to run short on anything. Also, 3 days was the perfect time that I allocated for that. I literally got done like 20 minutes before I had to go do the first groomsmen photos. So everything just worked out really perfect with that. I would say 3 days is good, but I tend to be really fast when I'm doing flowers. So maybe if you have like 2 or 3 people, I would still allocate 3 days for that. Also, I didn't really film the boutonnieres and corsages because it was just so chaotic and I was just trying to get it done. But basically, I just took the stems and floral taped them together for boutonnieres, and then I just wrapped a little piece of ribbon around that, and then you pin them on with the little boutonniere pins. So those are really simple. The corsages, I ended up just tying a bow through the bracelet, and then I hot glued all the flowers on, and I used a lot of glue, and I was told that one of the babies was playing with one and tried to tear it apart, but it stayed intact. So that was really good. They were sound and they lasted the full day. They looked good. They didn't look wilted or anything by the end. Also, another tip that I would say is to be prepared with boxes, because we ended up having to like run around the house looking for boxes to put these flowers in, because I didn't think about it, I guess, but when you have a ton of arrangements, you're going to have to transport those somehow. So I put the smaller arrangements all in boxes, and that worked out really well. And it also worked out for taking them away when we left at the end. But also the big vases are kind of hard to transport, and I think I showed in part of the video, but what I did was I put them in a big bucket, and then I put towels all the way around. And so that just kind of made it really sturdy and gave me something to seat belt in place, because that is what I did. I seat belted it into the seat, and those rode really well after that. And also maybe considering having, there's lightning outside. I don't know if you could see that. Filling the vases lower and then topping them up once you get there, I think also helps so that you don't have spills, because I did have a spill in my car and it was fine. But I had to refill it anyways. I would have rather just left it low and then drove them and then refilled it when I got there so that I didn't have a mess with water. Also, like I said, using a website to kind of get ideas with what floral stems you want and being able to show them pictures of options was really great, because obviously a lot of this was communicating with the bride and groom and their parents. So being able to show them photos of stems off of a website to use as an example, even if I didn't go with those flowers and I ordered from somewhere else, being able to show what the flowers look like, because people don't know what flowers look like. Like if I say a stalk flower, they don't know what that is. So you have to be able to kind of communicate that. And then of course going with a local florist saved a lot of money. So I definitely would recommend that you check out some local places. And even if you're prepared in advance, I found that they don't place the order until like right before. They place it on like a Friday and it comes in within a couple of days. And so, you know, even though I was prepared, I didn't really need to be as prepared as I was, but it just kind of worked out really well. Also, I am not currently doing this as a business. They did pay me, full disclosure, but I'm not really offering this as like a side business that I'm doing. But if I was going to, since you know, I planned for a certain amount of vases and flowers and I ended up getting extra, what I would do is instead of charging by the thing, like your bouquet is going to cost this much, and then your next thing's going to cost this much, the arch is going to cost this much, and charging by individual things. I would charge for the entire materials that you're going to use and then do a percentage on that, because you might end up with 2 extra vases. And what are you going to do? Charge them extra because their flowers stretched further? That doesn't really make sense. So I would do kind of what I do at Carolina Pottery, where you charge the cost of the materials plus a design fee, essentially. And that would be the money that you are making. I feel like that would just be a more flexible way to do it, and it's very consistent. Other than that, everything really went very smoothly, very perfectly. Like I said, I'm so glad that I was prepared beforehand. I think that was what made it so easy. But yeah, everything just worked out really perfectly. I think everything looked great. I got lots of compliments, and they told me, they were like, if you ever need a recommendation, like, just let us know. Like, it was really great. And everything looked beautiful, and it was the styles and the look that she kind of wanted, and it was the colors, and like, you know, it just worked out so perfectly, and they were so pleased. And dare I say, I think it looked better than had a florist done it. Plus, it was certainly a lot cheaper, so that was really awesome. I'm super thankful of how everything worked out. But without further ado, I'm going to end this video by showing you the photos that the photographer took. I actually didn't take any photos because I was able to kind of talk to her beforehand, and she said she would take some good photos. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna let you do that part. And then, so I just received those photos. So without further ado, these are the final photos. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I will see you in my next YouTube.